Hey, how's it going, guys? Today we're going to be checking out some of the best coworker stories that I could find on r/Am I the Asshole. Let's go. Am I the asshole for treating my coworker differently after she accused me of SA when I saved her life? I am a quiet guy and genuinely friendly. I treat all my coworkers as friends. About 2 months ago during a work lunch, one of my coworkers started choking, so I did the Heimlich thing to help her. After she's in the clear, the others cheered and I asked if she's alright. She just nodded and headed to the bathroom without a word, so I didn't think that much about that. Until 2 days later, I got a call into HR for my inappropriate behavior. I was confused and I asked for more details. That's when they told me that my coworker had filed a complaint stating that she felt my touches when I was helping her was inappropriate. My body was too close and she felt my private touching her. What the hell?
Freaking retarded.
I gave my statement and they put me on ice. I was working with potential to be removed while they investigate further. After a week I was in the clear. I returned to working normally without fear, but I started distancing myself from the coworker. She tried to apologize, which I accepted, and tried to explain that she has to tell me that she has trauma, but I still take precautions and only treat her as just a colleague. I no longer talk to her unless I need to, always keeping distance and no longer inviting her out unless there are others. She could feel my hesitance toward her and how I no longer treat her as the same as others. She tried to say that I'm being ridiculous and petty, but I told her that I'm just looking after myself. So, am I the asshole? P.S. Sorry about my English. If there's errors, it's my third language. Your third language? I can barely speak one. Okay, there's an edit here, but I'll just say, like, what a ridiculous situation. Like, it kind of reminds me of that story. Like, I don't remember the details, but it was something about a queen, and she drowned because, like, the regular people couldn't save her because they would have to touch her in order to do so. But then they'll risk, like, going to jail because they touched the queen, so nobody helped her and she died. But God, man, it's like damned if you do, damned if you don't. Like, what a shitty person for her. You saved her life, okay? You didn't have to do anything. You did it because you were a good person. How the fuck is she gonna turn around and call into HR and be like, this guy inappropriately touched me by giving me a life-saving Heimlich maneuver?
You dumb bitch!
Okay, edit. Wow, this blew up. I'm not very active here, but I have to read several comments and DMs. Sorry, I can't read all. Thanks for everyone's support. I won't make updates, but I do have some clarifications. I'm not from or at any English-speaking countries. Me and my coworker did have a talk with our colleagues nearby, and she agreed to just limit it to necessary contacts that related to works. I won't sue her because everything is resolved, and to be honest, it would just be more problems while wasting money. I also received several DMs about people with similar experiences as me, which made me sad and relieved that I'm not the only one. And I also saw comments about how I'm not considering and don't understand her trauma, which is fair. If you're harassed for real, then you should protect yourself. But I just hope that she'd come to me about her uncomfortableness since we've known each other for a couple years. That's it. Again, thank you. Well, at least you had somewhat of a, resolution, I guess, but still, like, what a shitty thing for her to do to potentially ruin your life and having that, on your permanent record that you inappropriately touched your coworker at work by saving them. Like, imagine if you actually got punished for this or fired, and then, like, the next time she chokes or something at work, then nobody's gonna touch her because they know what happened to the last person who did that. Am I the asshole for bringing my own food? I, 28, male, am a Muslim who specifically follows dietary guidelines of eating zabiha halal. Well, I butchered that completely. I live in a fairly metropolitan city area where there are plenty of options for me to eat halal food and get halal meat for groceries for me to cook myself at home. I'm also not a picky eater, and if I go out to a restaurant with my friends or coworkers, I can get myself a seafood option or a vegetarian option without issue, and I enjoy it. My friend 28 Mel recently started a new journey where he has set up a home theater in his house. He has spent over $20,000 on this home theater and invites everyone over for a movie night at his house every Friday and Saturday. I usually can't make Fridays work with my own personal life, but I have attended at least 4 Saturdays to watch movies and hang out with the friend group. The first week I went, I missed the Friday and was told that everyone chips in the communal pool so they can get food. Burgers, pizza, pasta, wings, etc. Everyone was supposed to put in $12 for each day, and my friend would order on DoorDash and have it delivered. The first Saturday that I joined, I mentioned I wasn't going to eat and didn't want to contribute to the pool as I had recently ate dinner. The next week I chipped in $12 and the only thing my friend ordered was pepperoni pizzas, which I can't eat. I didn't make a big deal about it and just didn't eat. The next week, my friend said that they were doing wings. I recommended a place that offers Zabiha halal wings, and they said they didn't want to try something new, so they ordered from a local pizza place. I asked them to order a small veggie plate with the wings, as it would usually come with carrots, celery, broccoli, and some ranch, and I chipped in my $12 again. My friend ordered the veggie plate, but the restaurant screwed up and didn't include it. So for 2 weeks in a row, I went as the only person not eating food while everyone else ate and enjoyed the movies. This past weekend I showed up, and this time I brought my own takeout. I ordered it ahead of time and picked it up on the way to the friend's house so I can eat with everyone. I ordered a spaghetti and meatballs dish from a local place that uses halal meats for everything except pork, obviously. I sat down with everyone and we all enjoyed the movie. Today is Thursday before the weekend. My friend sends me a message saying that the friend group doesn't think it's okay for me to bring my own food, and it is very socially awkward for one person to be eating something different when everyone else is eating the same thing. He said people saw me and also wanted spaghetti when he ordered burgers for everyone, and without me chipping in, everyone had to pay $18 for their burger combos. I told him that for 2 weeks I made my contributions but didn't get to eat anything. I asked if it was socially awkward to have one friend sit there hungry while everyone else was eating, and he couldn't reply. Fucking got you right there. Then I asked him if we can just do pizzas, and instead of all of them being pepperoni, order one cheese and set aside 2 slices of cheese pizza for me, and I will gladly contribute. I also mentioned that obviously burger meals would be more expensive, and since they ordered from a place that I cannot eat from, why would I have voluntarily chipped in to feed everyone else without me getting to eat? He didn't reply for a few hours and said if it was cool with me, he could just order pizzas and do one cheese for me, but can't promise me that there will always be a good option for me regarding my own dietary restrictions. Am I the asshole for bringing my own food to a friend's movie night? Well, I mean, I think you did it perfectly, and it's pretty much what I would do in general. Like, if you can't eat because of your religious, food restrictions and stuff, I understand that, so the logical thing to do would be to bring your own food. Unless they are willing to provide for your dietary/religious beliefs, bringing your own food is reasonable, not the asshole. Not the asshole, but it's clearly time to stop accepting his invitations. Be clear that the reason for this is his lack of respect and consideration for your dietary restrictions. Well, I don't think you have to jump that far. It sounds like, other than the food situation, it sounds like a pretty good time. Also, why does it always have to be that y'all have to chip in for, a food delivery? Like if everyone's gonna show up to the house anyway, why don't they all just bring your own food? Honestly, that's what I would do, because I would always get what I would want to eat. And then everyone would be happy. Am I the asshole for choosing a career that requires frequent travel as a mom? I am a mom of 3 kids, happily married, and live in a high cost of living area outside a major city. My kids are currently teens. Thankfully, all seem healthy, well-adjusted, and doing pretty well in life. 10 years ago, I took a new job that requires me to travel 2 to 4 times a month on quick local business trips, almost always less than 48 hours to nearby cities. At the time, my kids were 3, 6, and 7. The rest of the time, I work from home. My husband has a good job and works entirely from home, but does not make enough to 100% support our family while saving for college, paying for vacations, paying for tutoring, and one of our kids going to private school. We could theoretically live off his salary, but it would be hard financially. If I didn't work, our lives would look a lot different. The reasons I took this new job are threefold. First, the job I held beforehand was making me miserable and depressed. It was a toxic environment and I would cry all the way to work. Second, this new job that requires travel made me unbelievably happy. Great boss, real responsibility, nice coworkers, and the work itself is just fun. Third, this new job paid more than twice what I made at the old job, and over the past 10 years has resulted in 3 to 4 times as much pay. It's really hard for me to be away from my kids for 4 to 7 days a month, but that's the decision I made 10 years ago, and I cannot undo it. We have nearby grandparents who watch the kids 1 to 2 days a week. We had a part-time nanny when the kids were young. My husband works from home and is really the primary parent. I only traveled about 1 time per month during COVID for about 2 years. I feel like I get a lot of judgmental comments. People say things like, "I don't know how you do all that, I could never do what you do." Sometimes coworkers say things like, "My wife stayed home because we didn't want someone else raising our kids." I see many posts on social media from people judging moms who work too much. Some relatives have made comments about me being gone all the time, and others have said I would never travel for work while my kids were young. I don't know if my kids are going to look back and think I was a bad mom because I wasn't around enough. They tell me that I should keep working, that they feel they get more than enough of me, to the point that I'm all over them about doing their homework and chores when I'm home. And they understand why I'm doing this job, but it still makes me worry that somehow I'm hurting my relationships with them and they will always resent me, or things may not turn out as well for them in life and it will be my fault because I was not a good enough mom. Am I the asshole? Well, I mean, judging by the post, it sounds like everyone's on board. The husband sounds like he's on board. He's doing his own thing. He's working too. Your kids are on board with it as well. I mean, they're young, sure, but it sounds like they understand why you're doing this job and they realize that it'll be, beneficial for you in the long run. So if you're having doubts about this, I mean, you're never gonna know until you, plunge in and actually do it. Because it would be one thing if people were like against you and saying, don't do this because we want you to be here at home and, we're gonna miss you and all this stuff. But I feel like you're in a prime opportunity right now where you can do this, try it out. And if it doesn't work, you can always probably reel back or even quit, because you did say that your husband's salary could support you. It would just be, a little bit rocky. So I would say go for it. Not the asshole. Ignore people judging you. Those type of people never judge men for working hard to provide a better life for their kids. In fact, they praise them. You're giving your family a better life and you're being a good example for your children about hard work and dedication. You're being a good mom and a good role model. Please don't doubt yourself because of small-minded people. Exactly. And honestly, who cares what the other people are saying? If your kids are on board, your husband is on board, that's really all who should matter anyway. So no, I wouldn't call you an asshole for doing this at all. And good on you for finding a good job that pays good, makes you feel happy. And on top of that, sounds very fulfilling. Not a lot of people can say that. Am I the asshole for getting my coworker fired for his repeated visible dick print?
My penis.
I, 19 female, am interning part-time and we all dress casually. I was alone in a room at my office one morning and my coworker Josh, late 20s male, came in and started chatting with me. When I turned to face him, I could clearly see the outline of his erection. He was wearing thin sweatpants and they left nothing to the imagination. I didn't say anything, and after he left, I just went back to work. I ignored it the first time, but it kept happening. Josh would come alone to chat, and each time he was visibly hard, and I could see it through his flimsy shorts or sweatpants or thin dress pants. Like he didn't even act embarrassed or try to hide it. He'd just stand there like nothing. He acts normal around everyone else, and this hasn't happened any other time I've seen him. Not with others around, just when it's only us. I didn't bring it up to anyone yet. I just didn't want to appear dramatic and didn't want to make myself a target. He started making comments. It's hot out, I had to wear these shorts today. One day Josh came over and he asked me to come to his apartment nearby over lunch. I politely declined. And as he was leaving, he said, "Alright, I got to go to the bathroom and take care of something. See you around," while glancing down. He clearly had an erection and the outline was clear. That was it for me. I went to HR and reported everything. HR put Josh under review and he ended up being fired with cause. Now some of my coworkers are icing me out. One of my coworkers sarcastically muttered out, "I made sure to wear proper pants today, didn't want anyone to get any ideas," while I was having lunch near some of them and they laughed. My boss has been talking to me less and I feel alienated. I just wanted Josh to stop. Am I the asshole here? Okay, well, initial thoughts. I was thinking that maybe it was something innocent, like, okay, maybe this dude's just like fucking packing shit, right?
Very poor choice of words.
Maybe this dude was just packing heat, right? And he can't help it, like maybe he's a shower, and this is just an unfortunate situation. But it's the fact that you said he was talking to other people, and assumingly he's wearing the same outfit, and he wasn't, pitching a tent, just makes me believe that, okay, maybe this was malicious. Sounds 100% intentional, gross behavior, absolutely not the asshole, dude's a menace. Not the asshole, he knew what he was doing. No, Josh knew what he was doing. If he had never said anything to you, that might have been difficult to prove, but his comments confirmed it. Yep, exactly. The fact that you caught him with other people and he wasn't noticeably showing for them, and the fact that he said, okay, well, I gotta go take care of something while looking down, it's like, can you be any more obvious, dude? Yeah, but I wouldn't worry about him getting fired. Honestly, good riddance. Well, that's gonna go ahead and do it for this episode of Reddit Am I the Asshole Coworker Stories. If you guys enjoyed the video, leave a like, leave a comment. Also, if you have any coworker stories that you would like to share, go ahead and let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments down below. And I will see y'all in the next video. Later.